Hotep, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, as well as giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Lost Soldiers, my father, my in-laws, and all of our ancestors, and all of you all, and all of my supporters and subscribers. What I want to talk to you about today, a couple of things. If you can look back on the screen, you'll see that this, this punk ass nigga, this fucking young, spoiled, only child bitch. He sat and what he did, was took his mother's life for some motherfucking insurance money, for her insurance money. She owned a beauty salon and she raised him. He had the best of everything, but, unfortunately, this motherfucking faggot ass punk, that wasn't enough for him, And he was a rapper, but they called him Young QC, Kwame Wilson. And he 24-year-old bitch, young bitch. And, as I'm talking about this and speaking on this tragedy, I'm very, very heated behind this. It's not like this faggot had to struggle. Never had to struggle for anything. Never had to want for anything. All his wants were fulfilled. His mother leaving him everything, but he wants to go and he links up with these fucking other, zero ass fucking young bitches. And, they home invasion, bum rush the house, stabs his mother, shoots her in the head. A week later, this bitch, he's counting insurance money. Real sick motherfucker. If you can see, that's a female in the middle. A fucking young, and I don't want to use that word on her, but she's no good. She's a stinking slut hole. She's a no good motherfucker. Along with the other punk on the end. And if you look at the pictures closely, you will see that he apparently, his name is Eugene Spencer. And Lorraine Johnson, that's the wench in the middle. And he's 22, she's 23, and Kwame is 24. And they shoot that poor woman in the head that works hard every day for her money. They shoot her in the head, stabs her repeatedly, and a week later, they attend the funeral, and then a week later, he's cashing in. And I did have footage of him throwing up $100 bills in the air, with about 50 to 100 people around him. And he's going to the bank making a withdrawal of about $50,000, $60,000. And he has two other faggots riding with him. And just handing out, just giving that money away for his mother's, for the brutal murder of his mother. I wish nothing, I wish they get the maximum of everything. And it's been rumored that Kwame was raped and murdered in Cook County Jail. But they said they believe that to be a rumor that came out on media takeout. So, but if it did happen, that would be a celebration as far as I'm concerned for doing your mother like that. I believe that's some horrible shit, man. So You know, I just, you know, it's hard for me to respect people like that. You know. Now, this other sister, Keelan Davis, 27 years old, was at work, hard-working young queen, mother of two, hard-working young queen. Got off work, cashed the income tax check, had a couple of $1,000. You know, as all mothers with children that's in their right frame of mind, that are focused, you know, have plans on catching up on the bills and, you know, treating the children to something as well as treating herself, because she worked all year for that money. You know, a couple of $1,000 is a lot, but then again, it's nothing. And, you know, unfortunately, while she was on the job, the wrong person heard Sister Davis state that she had a little bit of paper, and she called this whore called these two dick suckers, and they caught her getting out of her car, going in the house, and they proceeded to rob her, you know, and she fought because she has children, and she wasn't trying to just give that money away to 3 crackheads. And as she ran, they shot her in the back twice, killing her. This is the slut ball hoe, skank, funky chlamydia queen that works with Sister Davis, that was working with Sister Davis, that Sister Davis trusted her, you know, and this STD queen, she went back and told, you know, those two faggots what was going on. And, you know, instead of them, when they didn't get the money, when she fought back, just go ahead and run, you know. Go rob a cracker. Go rob a cracker. I get sick of you motherfuckers always ganking the people that look like you. The 9 to 5, the everyday people. You know, you don't do that shit to the motherfuckers that got the money. That's responsible for your fucking oppression. You don't say nothing, you don't do nothing to them. They walk right past you. But some of the people that look like you that will probably help you if they knew you were trying to help yourself, you take their lives. You take their lives. You know, and you know, and this abortion, syphilis queen, you know, herpes hoe of the year, she ran with that, you know, to split that little bit of money up 3 ways. And once again, they're caught. I wish the worst for them. You know, all that shit about, you know, we struggling, we had it rough coming up. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Because it's a lot of us out here that are struggling. From day to motherfucking day. Paycheck to paycheck. Month to fucking month. And then you want to sit back because you want to smoke for a week straight without having to do anything to get any money. And live up. And I bet you none of you have your own apartments. None of you have your own vehicles. All 3 of you are probably dropouts. I can look at you and tell. You know, hygienically damaged. And this sister looked like she hadn't brushed her teeth since Obama was president. You know, and the other brother, this chap-lipped faggot, and the little fuck boy, because you can tell that he's just a get-wit, nitwit motherfucker. You know, I have no understanding of it. Nothing. Fuck them. You know, it's time for us to stand up and call shit like it really is, instead of keep on bullshitting, playing with people. You know, trying to use an intellectual approach to a whole bunch of madness and bullshit. You know, you don't rob a cracker because you're afraid. You are afraid. And that's just a sign how much of a coward motherfucker you are. And I hope that you all get carried in the penitentiary. And that's one thing about prison life. A lot of you punks that's been going in there lately with these charges, you know, killing and fucking over these queens. I know when I was in prison, you had to go on protective custody for charges like that. I seen a man get set on fire, get paint thinner from the metal shop thrown on him in his cell, and guy lit a roll of toilet paper and threw it in his cell, and he couldn't get out. And I smelt this man's flesh cooking, literally cooking. You know, and that was behind, you know, raping and killing a sister. You know, there needs to be some examples set. And another thing that disturbed me, you know, the Obamas, you know, really the no-bombers. And a lot of you are still, you know, praising Barack Obama for doing nothing. For doing nothing. You know, Michelle Obama was more blacker than the whole family. You know, although she was Boule, she's a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. You know, and for those who really want to know a couple of things that Obama has done, so you can get a better understanding of why I see him as I do, is because of, one, Planned Parenthood. He put millions of dollars in Planned Parenthood to endorse abortions in the black community. He never said anything about all the police murders on our brothers. Never really said anything. But he called Kanye West a jackass, and he also called the people, the brothers and sisters that were protesting in Baltimore behind the death of Freddie Gray, thugs and monsters, and had hundreds of people arrested and sent to jail behind, you know, his white mind. He has a white mind. And you all seem to, you know, forget that. You all seem to not want to look at it like that. You all have turned a blind eye to that. You know, but what about the daughter? Her and her boyfriend. She has a cracker for a boyfriend. What's the excuse that's going to be made up now? What are you going to say about this that, you know, it doesn't matter. You'll make up some excuses for her sucking on this white boy's dick. She's no different than the rest of these whores out here that's fucking these motherfucking cavemen. That's fucking these ice apes. She's no different. She's no different. And all he's going to do is fuck her around and have her go and turn against her own people. Because really he's going to have a white father-in-law. Because you didn't see Barack Obama say anything about this situation. He condones this. He's endorsed his own daughter to sleep with a goddamn Ice 8. And for any of you that say that the color don't matter and all that, fuck you. Because it does matter. And you know it. Not gonna keep making excuses up for this bullshit. I'm definitely not gonna do that. You know, just like the pastor that said that you know, he wanted to eat Nicki Minaj's ass. His wife takes up for him and says that, you know, in so many words, she was saying that it's okay. You know, that people should mind their business. You know, and then they don't talk this shit. Because y'all take up for these pastors. You take up for them. When they do some old freaky, nasty, homosexual, pedophile, freakish ass shit. You know, y'all make up excuses for it. Oh, the devil is busy. Nah, his dick is busy. His dick and his ass is busy. Don't keep blaming it on some non-existent forces. Stand up and take responsibility. And that's the thing. A lot of you'll hold your spouse, hold him accountable, but you won't hold the pastor accountable. And that's why they get away and do the things that they do, because they have the support of you dumb motherfuckers. Just can't fathom some of the shit that you all engage in. It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard to stomach some of the bullshit that our people, you know, are engulfed in today. Very, very hard. Very, very disgusting. Very, very disheartening. Very sad. Very fucking weak. Very out of character. You know, and the more we do this dumb shit, the more they prosper. The more they prosper. You know, the drug subculture has risen. Trump says that he's going to enforce the arresting and convicting of drug dealers. Now, we all know that the black man is primarily the drug dealer. And you're going to take it out on the black men in the black community because you crackers are strung out on OxyContin. You're strung out on dying on fentanyl and all this shit because you're so fucking greedy. You are so fucking greedy. And you don't have any melanin to bring any balance to the chemicals that you're putting in your body. So you don't know what you can take and what you can't take. And that's why you all are dying off these opiate related deaths have destroyed the white community, white suburbia America. And now you motherfuckers want to call it an epidemic. It's been an epidemic. The black community been strung out on this shit since the fucking 20s. Actually, since the turn of the 20th century. And you know what we do? They fuck us around. For example, just like in war, they send us to fight these motherfuckers in different countries in wars. And then they let them back in this country, and they have more than what we have. Look at the Korean War. Look at World War II, where the soldiers had to eat in the back of the mess hall, in the back of the dining hall, while the prisoners, the captured prisoners, ate with the white goddamn soldiers inside the dining hall. And then these brothers come home and couldn't get a fucking bite to eat in a restaurant. Look at Vietnam, the Vietnam War, the Korean War. Because my father was wounded in Korea, severely wounded, shot in the head. And after the Korean War, they allowed these rice-eating, slimy-eyed, onion breath, piss sake drinking motherfuckers to come over here. And every corner you got is a Korean carryout, where these motherfuckers are selling the food that our ancestors created. And they put them right in our community, in the black community. You don't see Korean carryouts in the motherfucker in the white neighborhoods. You only see that shit in the hood. The same motherfuckers we went to war with, now they're serving us. Now we're paying them. We have to buy from them. Same way with the Persian Gulf War, Desert Storm, Afghanistan. Now you gotta pay. You know, that's how you get your gas. You know. And we're not talking about this shit. Because we worrying about what each other, you know, what your brother's doing. Well, your brother's gonna have more than you. We in some sick motherfucking situations. Sick situations. And all they doing is just putting us away. Putting us away. You know, the Walmarts have underground tunnels leading all the way to Buffalo, New York. There's a whistleblower, Spanish whistleblower. He was actually from Nicaragua. But anyway, he said he's paid a certain amount of money to drive trucks from the Walmarts underground from Las Vegas to Buffalo, New York. Once a week he gets a shot so his heart won't explode from the tunnel pressure underground when he's driving these trucks. And he goes to the Bank of America with his card and they pay him cash. I believe it's $20,000 a trip. I don't know what he's hauling, but I don't think he disclosed that when he was interviewed over the radio. Look at Maryland. Maryland, 10 years ago, Maryland had 5 prisons. Now they have 29 penitentiaries in less than 10 years. And we're being warehoused every day. We're being taught that if you're not in compliance with white supremacy, you're going to either be incarcerated or eliminated. Because right now, being disenfranchised, living in deplorable conditions, is not enough for white supremacy, for these motherfucking devils. So it's time for us for the wake-up call to really, you know, be effective. Not just be implemented, be effective. Because the babies are dying. We pumping empire. We pumping power into the babies. We teaching them how to twerk. There's so many brothers and sisters that are violating these babies within the last year, sexually violating these babies. and we're not doing anything about it. It's like the Street Law Soldiers. As you know, the Street Law Soldiers is an organization myself and Brother Harris Abdul created. And we've been, you know, that's some of the brothers in the movement. Well, I don't like to call it an organization. I like to call it a movement. You can be a homosexual group and be organized, but a movement is working towards a specific goal. We are in motion. Myself and Brother Harris Abdul created the Street Law Soldiers in 2004. You know, we've been around. I've lectured everywhere with some of the most prominent people that are in the so-called conscious community. That I was a guest speaker at the Jenna 6 rally, which nothing was done about that either. Nothing. That's Dr. Tony Browder of the Nile Valley Contribution to Civilization and the Browder Files. That's Dr. Leonard Jeffries. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, who used to be in D.C. I learned a lot from that brother. That's Brother David Johnson. That's the Soul Vivers Nation in Baltimore. Sister Yah Santiwa. Like I said, I've lectured and battled crackers all over the fucking planet and niggas. And then we go out and feed the homeless, and we lecture when we're out there. A lot of times we just don't give out sandwiches. We cook on the grill. We have our queens out there, we do all types of services. Those are some of the guys, the youths, to help them enter the threshold of manhood with programs, certificates, community service. And myself, from being an inmate and being a prisoner, doing time, to giving back and creating an organization. Because a lot of people, when a lot of brothers are incarcerated, they talk a lot of shit about what they're going to do. And then they come home and don't do nothing. I used to be one of them, and I got tired of that. I got tired of selling my own self short and watching myself fall, through the cracks of nothingness. And so, things can be done with the proper application. You have to it takes commitment. It takes determination. It takes faith and understanding and trusting in the Creator and standing up, having a fearless approach. Because a man is a man. A man is a man. So you're going to take you wherever you go. I never forget when I was incarcerated, my father told me when I first got sentenced that, you're not a bitch. That's not in your blood. That's not in your DNA. You are a man. So you got a choice of how you're going to carry it while you're there. And so I understood that, through the blessings of the Creator and through the DNA that's been passed down in my blood from my ancestors who were warriors, chiefs, gods. that I was a force to be reckoned with. And I removed the fear, not only out my vocabulary, but out my being. And then you embrace your own soldierhood, your own warriorhood. And that's who you are, black man and black woman. You know, but back on the subject, I didn't want to go off the beam, you know, but, you know, it's time for us to make the proper steps into our liberation. You know, some of the things that's being taught now, we don't have time for. It's not necessary for us to know how tall the pyramids are. But it's necessary to eat. It's necessary for us to do nation building. Yeah, it's good to know those things, but right now, it's not important. What's important is the collaboration of brothers and sisters coming together, working together, standing up, so we can get our babies back on point. Get the spirit and energy of homosexuality and that lesbian shit out of our babies' beings, out of their spirits. Because that Black Lives Matter and all of this shit, NAACP and, you know, this rainbow bullshit, all of those things are distractions and are mechanisms designed to effeminize the energy of the black male and to masculize the energy of the black woman. And we must do what's necessary to combat this shit. But I'm going to be talking about some other things in the future. But for right now, Hotep, Black Power.